friends, Nananki here, bringing you another Team Fortress 2 gameplay commentary. Playing on Hightower, I think it's called, payload race map. You can tell by the fact that I don't know the map's name that I haven't played on it too often. And today I am using the Frontier Justice, the pistol, and the Gunslinger, which lets you build the mini-sentries, which only cost 100 metal, and can't be upgraded and can't be healed, but their dynamic really is completely different than the big sentry. You want to stick them in sneaky spots instead of the most fortifiable position. And right here you see me kind of freaking out because I know that's a spy because it's me. But for just a second I couldn't tell which way he was going. I thought he was going right, I thought he was going left. I lagged a little bit, I was spinning around like a nut. But yeah, with mini-sentries you want to put them in surprising locations. Switch up the location every time it's destroyed. Don't build in the same place twice. Be unpredictable with it, because the only real advantage it has is that it's going to take somebody by surprise who walks into its range without noticing it. The other thing I want to talk about is team balance and how important it is to having not just a good match but fun at all. Because in this particular round, the previous team Scramble had completely missed its objective and put essentially all of the let's say most competent players on one team, and we really just ran over Red in this round, and not many of the people on Red were very good at dealing with the mini-sentries, and he had a lot of people using bullet classes instead of explosive classes, and as you can see, an engineer, a scout, and a scout on the MVP list, so it shows you, the other team wasn't much. So here we get another scramble. And I think it's a perfect scramble because we end up with two really fairly balanced teams that, even though initially we pushed the cart pretty quickly as blue, right off the bat here you see the scout there that placed second last round here completely takes me and my mini-sentry out. I landed all 3 shots on him pretty much, but I wasn't close enough. I only took half his health, and he took out my mini-sentry the moment it came up. Yeah, that's good scout playing. In fact, the reason I left this dead cam in here is because I'm watching the same scout fighting a sniper and a heavy on my team, and I'm watching the upper right to see how it plays out. I'm like, oh, he got the heavy, oh, he got the sniper, and he got backstabbed. So, yeah, I don't know if you guys ever do that. Be watching from your dead cam and see a conflict that's going on that you want to see the outcome of, and you spawn, and you're like, oh, what's going to happen with that? And you just watch the kill feed to see the outcome, or sometimes no outcome, like, oh, well, I guess they broke off engagement. Here in a second is pretty funny, actually, if you ask me. There he is. The corpse just falls out of the air right in front of the cart. Like, oh yeah, that's the guy I just killed with my mini-sentry. And, facing off against at least 3 opponents there. I'm like, oh, good, back up, thankfully. Otherwise I was going to try to kite them into the range of my mini-sentry. But even though I only had like 20 health damaged, right there, I still ran off to the health. I'm like, assuming I need it. And, here the accumulated kills and assists from my mini-sentry get loaded into my gun. I fire off a couple shots and miss that sniper entirely. Like, yeah, there's a wall there, but I get him around the corner. So I'm happy with that. My gun's in a pretty good spot, but now we're pushing around this corner, and I really need my mini-sentry to help cover me on this corner here. And I took a shot at that scout, not even trusting him to not kill the heavy at the last second with some, crit blast or something, because he's been kicking ass so far, and God knows his DPS is high enough for a lot of mini-crits. Or random crits, I should say. I was hoping to deal the whole 180 damage possible there, but I wasn't quite close enough, so I didn't get all the pellets into the pyro. And it's hard to hit scouts at point-blank range with a shotgun sometimes, but Fist is pretty good for that. So, right now I'm glancing at the bottom of the map, or I should say, glancing at the bottom of the screen, and I see that Red has not really pushed their cart very far. We're still pushing pretty well, and I'm thinking to myself, gee, I see all the rocket jumping, sticky jumping, skilled scouts move to the other team, but haven't seen much of them on or around the cart. And all that comes to a screeching halt here momentarily. I get market garden very nicely from a falling rocket jumping soldier, and between him and the sticky jumping demo man, they defend their cart pretty darn well. Even if they're both kind of considered gimmick weapons, they can be used to great efficiency with, if you're skilled with them, if you practice with them, if, you can use the shotgun there as your secondary instead of the gunboats, so you actually have the market gardener and the shotgun, which, hell, the NG only has a shotgun and a pistol, in addition to, obviously, the mini-sentries, but, as far as just one-on-one combat goes. And here's that market gardener kill, just literally out of nowhere, couldn't really do anything about that, and he even runs up and takes out my mini-sentry. That begins the turnaround of this match. Red starts pushing their cart and remembers it's there, apparently. And in addition to that, the players on the other team who end up on the MVP list finally start earning the kills that put them there. If you have very good aim, Engineer can be a really powerful class. If I'd stuck all three of those center mass, I don't think he would have lived. Well, he had a lot of health left, but you know, there was obviously a bit of randomness to it, but both of them had their backs turned. That's why I felt like I had time to put up the mini-sentry. Immediately taken down by a sniper, and, you know, sticky jumping Demo Man doesn't even notice me, just going for those axe kills, which he is quite efficient at, very efficient at, I will say, even. And, in fact, I find that out firsthand right here, when I'm in the middle of trying to fight the scout and drop my sentry, and he steps on the point I'm trying to put it down on, and kills me pretty easily. The swing rate on that axe is faster than I thought it was. I thought it was a bit slower than it was, because obviously I wouldn't have, you know, dodged in for that punch at that moment if I knew he was going to be swinging again. I kind of luck out here. The health's not up. He's like, I'll just hide for 1 second, and really all he needed was 1 second. But I get lucky and follow him down there. You see me breaking my rules occasionally with putting a sentry in the same place twice, because, you know, that in itself can be a little bit surprising occasionally. There we go, yeah, 3 shots, sniper dies. I like that better. Here I'm getting burned, and I think, oh, I'm being burned from where? Oh, below. Oh, yeah, below, right. And, yeah, in the time I was dead, they got their cart moving up the hill. And another melee fight. Nope, got him with my 3 shots. You know, 3 shots is really enough for anybody if you're close enough, except for heavies. And you really shouldn't be that close to heavies unless they're distracted and shooting at someone else. Go running down that railing. You see me take my time on that jump because I didn't want to screw it up. Like, I'm really only going to get 1 shot at this, so... Speaking of fail, get the first shot, miss the second, miss the third. He goes flying away to his death, apparently. But... no credit to me. It's okay. No problem. Pick up the health and get back to the front. Hoping my gun will cover red enough, you know, the red cart, while I head over to the other side. I never really liked the Scottish Skullcracker because of the movement speed penalty. It makes me feel like a damn heavy, only without as much health. So I might as well just go melee heavy, if that's going to be the case, when like the bear claws are in the steak. The steak, whatever it's called. It's not called a sandwich, but I don't know what it's called. It's a piece of steak, and it gives you mini crits on your melee and increased movement speed. And, you know, there he is again, clearing the cart with that Scottish Skullcracker. And, in fact, at the critical moment of potential victory later in the match, he clears it again, and that leads right to their victory. And you can attribute that directly 100% to my bad aim. No, I shouldn't say that. 50% to my bad aim and 50% to his capabilities as a demo man. And I just cannot lay off the snipers if I see somebody in the back trying to snipe. I'm like, no, you get involved in the fight. Over here, come on. And that was kind of amusing. The guy killed my mini at the exact moment to get another mini shot, or sorry, crit shot on that soldier, only to get backstabbed by a spy. Still got 1 more revenge shot, and thinking anybody who comes to jump on the cart, I will, revenge crit shot them, assuming I get enough health up. And the heavy is helping me push, and I'm kind of up in the corner against the structure of the platform, and it kind of provides a shield from explosive damage because of the oddities of explosive damage reading in this game. And here is the moment of fail and sadness. If only I'd shot either a hair of a second later or aimed a hair more forward, that would have killed him at that range. Obviously would have done 180 damage, and that would have been the end of his life, and we would have gotten the point. But instead, they get the point, which is okay, because it was a really good back and forth, and that's the main thing I'm interested in, is, having good matches against good players. And they're Chuck Spinello, my nemesis in this round. I wouldn't even go that far, because I hold no hostility toward anyone who kicks my ass. Thumbs up, buddy. That was nice. So, thanks for watching. Like it if you liked it, and I will catch you later.